when we passed over with the interim agreement from dismantling their program to moving towards agreeing that there would be enrichment, and then over time moving to what I would call managed proliferation, we really crossed the Rubicon. And I think that numbers of people have been looking at the qualitative issues of what remains, the issue of previous military dimensions, and making sure we fully understand how that's dealt with, the issue of anytime, anywhere inspections and how that's dealt with, the issue of ballistic missiles and how that's dealt with, the issue of research and development and how that is dealt with, and the entire issue of sanctions relief. I will say that right now, based on our staff going through the agreement for a couple of hours and meeting with me prior to this, I would say the agreement has taken a downward trend. The arms embargo issue, the conventional arms are going to be embargo will be listed in 5 years. Missile development in 8 years. We're going to have the issue of the anytime, anywhere is not anytime, anywhere. And so there's numbers of issues that are going to be of great concern. But here's what we're going to do. Over the next 60 days, we're going to go through this in great detail. We're going to have a thoughtful and deliberate process. My guess is, based on timing, we'll have hearings that will begin in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And likely what we'll do is vote on this when we return from recess. But I'm very skeptical, but I want to go through this process and make sure we fully understand what it is that we're voting on. My guess is, I'll close with this, those who believe that this truly is going to keep Iran from getting a nuclear weapon will vote for it. Those who believe that that is not the case and the world is not going to be safer, and in some ways it may pave the way for them to get a nuclear weapon, will vote against it.
We know that this agreement went from the initial objective of Iran never having a nuclear weapon to a period of time where Iran will be able to behave with impunity and without restraint. There is no addressing in this agreement that we've seen that addresses Iran's role as a chief sponsor of terror throughout the region. There is no addressing of their continued aggression and basically controlling 4 countries, Iraq, Syria, Iran, and Lebanon. This deal, as far as I can tell, has gone from preventing Iran from ever having a nuclear weapon to now lifting restrictions on Iran, including on conventional weapons within 5 years, which Secretary Kerry assured us there would be no connection between conventional weapons and nuclear weapons. I predicted that in their desperation that the President and John Kerry would make a bad deal. It looks very much like they made a worse deal than even we had feared.
What would have been an acceptable deal in your mind?
Well, this appears to be, again, we're going to take a look at it, as Chairman Corker and McCain have said, but it appears to fall well short of what the goal we all thought was trying to be achieved, which was that Iran would not be a nuclear state. So describing the perfect deal, I guess, would be a deal under which Iran would not be able to acquire nuclear weapons.
The White House says that any deal when you're negotiating with your enemies is not going to be perfect. Do they have a point?
This is considerably short of perfection, apparently. We knew what was working, sanctions. Imagine what we might have now if we'd spent the last 2 years ratcheting up the sanctions as opposed to this.